Are we live? Unique New York. Unique New York. Is this thing on? Are we live? Pretty sure we're live. What's up, Big Draft Energy Nation? What's up, Disco Ball Nation? How's everybody doing today? We are ready, locked and loaded in this Drafters $3 mini. I'm so excited to have you guys all here. If you love fantasy football, make sure you tune in and you subscribe to this channel because we're awesome and you could win a lot of money learning from us and drafting with us. Yeah. Right now we're in the $3 mini. First place gets $30,000 in this $3 buying tournament on Drafters Fantasy. There's $200,000 in total winnings, which is quite significant if you ask me. Just gotta pull something up here and we should be good. Nope, that's not working. Uh-oh. We're having technical difficulties on the telephone. All right, should be fine. All right, we're good. We got some chats up in here. Jonesy Juan Kenobi says, what's up? The ceiling? I sure hope so. 12th spot again for Quasi. Sick. So we got our good friend Carl Ramrod up in here, drafting at the 101. Yours truly at the 103. B. Stalder, my man from Best Ball Fantasy on YouTube. This guy is hashtag legitness. Solid freaking dude. And he's drafting with us in his car on his mobile because they got a power outage up in Detroit. So prayers for everybody dealing with the power outage up in Detroit. But B. Stalder, it's very awesome to have you join us despite all the garbage. We just got Jamar Chase at the 103. Crazy stuff happens when we're live. God bless you guys. We got our good friend Jonesy Juan Kenobi at the 106 and Quasi all by his lonesome at the 112. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 disco balls. We know a couple of them couldn't make it because they're dealing with the power outage. So shout out to B. Stalder. Shout out to everybody dealing with that. That shit sucks. Now, if you guys don't know, now you know, we're drafting here on Drafters Fantasy Sports. This is not a mock draft. This is a real money draft. We're doing the Drafters Mini. It's a $3 buy-in. First place gets $30,000. There's $200,000 in total winnings. There's also the Drafters 2 milli, the 2 million. First place gets $300,000. Wawawiwa. And there's $2 million in total winnings. It is a best ball format. And in my humble opinion, it's the most convenient way for you to draft. You have 20 rounds to fill your roster for depth. Each week, a starting lineup is composed of the following positions: 1 quarterback, 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 1 tight end, and 1 flex. At the end of the week, the best overall performances on your roster will be submitted into your weekly matchup. So no more leaving points on the bench, no more waiver wires, no more trades. None of that garbage. Get that garbage out of here. You literally just draft it and forget it unless you're winning a really, 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 really ridiculous amounts of money. So 0 time commitment is the best part. If you sign up today using our promo code DiscoDrafts1, you get up to $100 match with your initial deposit. So say you deposit $100. Well, guess what? Because I'm good friends with the folks at Drafters, they said if they use your promo code, we will match their Dollarooskies dollar for dollar because we like you that much, Disco. We like you. We like you a lot. So yeah, if you were just do it normally, if you were just go, and use like the regular promo code, they'd only match your deposit 50%. So it pays to know me. I'm a good guy like that. I'm awesome. Quasi said, I forgot my deodorant, apparently. Whatever, man. I think you got some diarrhea because you went with 2 Browns in a row. You're dealing with some Donnie Browntown stuff. Jonesy Montgomery says, probably those storms that passed through Wisco today, they were no joke. Question, where the hell is Wisco? What is Wisco? Did you guys see what Jim Irsay just tweeted? Like, I'm gonna paraphrase. Like, I don't know what he said word for word. Like, I read it, but I'm gonna paraphrase. Essentially, he said, we had the collective bargaining agreement in good faith, and these damn agents are steering these guys the wrong way, and it's ugly, and it's not in good faith anymore, and they're misleading these running backs. No, they're not misleading the running backs. They're not. I understand the problem, and I understand the owner's problem, but like at the end of the day, Jim Irsay's booger sugar habit, the annual fund he puts towards cocaine to go inside his nostril would pay rental for every single running back with a contract dispute. Do I go with T. Higgins again and get the double stack? No, I'm not going to do that again. Not this time. If he does come back to me around Ben, I will take him. But I'm assuming Kyle Ramrod's smarter than that. Johnny Kenobi says Wisco is Wisconsin. How am I supposed to know that, man? I'm in Canada. I'm like, is Wisco like a thing? Is it a thing? Quasi says if it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, ship it down. And you know what? Love is, I heard this saying today, love is a lot like a fart. If you have to force it, it's probably shit. So to anybody going through like bad relationship stuff, you're welcome. My girl's dope. She's the best. She's a bomb.com. All right. Do I take DK? Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take Josh Allen. I do not have enough Josh Allen. I know it screws up a potential stack later on with Joe Burrow, but that stack isn't the end all, be all. It is what it is. I would have liked to have gotten Jalen Hurts, but last week I was pushing and fading, not necessarily fading, but like the flavor of the week last week, so to speak, was God, I'm rapping. Yeah, the flavor of the week last week, so to speak, was we're getting late quarterback value. This week, it's tough to like really decide who to push and who to get, or who to push and who to fade. But if you're going to give me the Jamar Chase at the 103, I'm not going to do anything like absolutely crazy. I'm just going to try to get some different correlation than the draft we had literally just yesterday. Quasi said double elite QB build. Probably not. I might do that thing B. Kurt did and just go with one quarterback. Kidding. But like I can literally just wait for the last round to get my second quarterback with Josh Allen because he's going to carry me the whole way. I have faith in Josh Allen. And you know who's somebody that I'm starting to like really come around to and like really want to start getting exposure to? Sam Howell. I didn't really do too much research on Sam Howell. I kind of let like the opinion of other, influencers and other, fantasy football like analysts persuade me. But like I finally got to the Washington Commanders today. And yeah, like I literally do a breakdown on every single team. If I were to do it all in one day, it wouldn't make any sense and it wouldn't be useful. We got like 14 teams left. Today, the flavor was Washington Commanders. And I got a lot of information out of the Washington Commanders. And not because it's fresh, because there's certain teams that I'm like, okay, I want nothing to do with these guys. It just doesn't make sense analytically. But Sam Howell, God, he has sneaky rushing ability, which is like huge in these, big ball, best ball tournaments. He's got great late round value, and he has phenomenal arm talent. Like I'm talking like seriously accurate, phenomenal arm talent. Like he might low-key be this year's Geno. I'm going to go out and say this. This year's Geno Smith will be Sam Howell. He is my sleeper quarterback. This year's Geno Smith is Sam Howell. Anybody hate that take? If so, I would love to see your argument. Quasi said one QB is viable, probably, but I don't want to like throw away $3. And like $3 on drafters is like $5 for us Canadians, just about $5, because like it's U.S. currency, it's U.S. dollar riskies. So yeah, let's catch you guys up with the draft. At the 101, Carl Ramrod went with Justin Jefferson, then Cooper Kupp, then we take Jamar Chase at the 103. I love when that happens. Then CMC, then B. Stalder gets Tyreek Hill. Jonesy Juan Kenobi grabs Travis Kelce at the 106. Then Austin Eckler. Then Bijan Robinson. Stephon Diggs. CeeDee Lamb. Another guy who I really want to start get more exposure to, CeeDee. Then Nick Chubb. Then the two-time, a.k.a. Quasi, finishes off the first round with A.J. Brown. Then he keeps up the Donnie Brown Town theme in round 2 when he starts it off with Amon-Ra St. Brown, a.k.a. the Sun God. Then Saquon Barkley is the second pick in the second round. Remember the good old days when he was like falling to the third round? I was like, nah, don't get him. I'm an idiot. I never said I was smart. I'm an idiot. Then Garrett Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, Devontae Adams, Tony Pollard, Jonesy Juan Kenobi gets Jalen Waddle. Wow, the double stack almost happened for B. Stalder. B. Stalder gets Jonathan Taylor, then Chris Olave. We grab Devonta Smith, Derrick Henry. Carl Ramrod finishes off round 2 with T. Higgins. Starts off round 3 with Jalen Hurts. You in here, Jeremy? Najee Harris goes off the board after that. We take Josh Allen, and then DK Metcalf. B. Stalder gets Calvin Ridley. Deebo Samuel goes to Jonesy Juan Kenobi. Keenan Allen, Josh Jacobs, Mark Andrews, Breece Hall, Ramondre Stevenson. We'll catch up in 1 second. Just got to make our next pick. All right, we're going to go with Drake London. Very high on Drake London this year. So Quasi finishes off the third round with Amari Cooper. He starts off the fourth round with Lamar Jackson. I think his theme this week is Lamar Jackson. Terry McLaurin goes off the board after that. Jameer, I go again on my own. Jameer Gibbs, Jerry Jeudy, DeAndre Hopkins, Christian Kirk. Jonesy Juan Kenobi grabs Joe Burrow. Weird. Christian Watson goes to B. Stalder. Joe Mixon. We grab Drake London. Then Travis Etienne. Carl Ramrod finishes off the fourth round with Aaron Jones, and he's on the clock for round 5 to start us off there. TJ Hawkinson. Not going to lie, I don't have enough exposure to TJ Hawkinson, but based off of where he's getting drafted, I'd much rather Kyle Pitts later on. Much rather a Kyle Pitts or a Dallas Goedert, even a Jelani Woods. I'm not hating by any means. I'm not hating. I generally am not hating. Do we take another wide receiver here? Because we got 0 running backs. All right, I'm going to go with Kenneth Walker. I'm really high on Kenneth Walker. I'm not desperate for a running back, but based off of who's currently here, I've been getting a lot of Justin Fields, and it wouldn't make sense because Josh Allen's already got a bye week 13. DJ Moore, way too much. Deontay Johnson, quite a bit. Chris Godwin, love him. Brandon Ayuk. Yeah, I needed a running back, and I'm so high on Kenneth. I love when people push Kenneth Walker, and I snag Kenneth Walker. I love when they do that to me. So keep doing it to me. I love it. So after TJ Hawkinson goes to start off round 5 to Kyle Ramrod, Mike Williams, we take Kenneth Walker. Justin Herbert goes. B. Stalder gets Justin Fields. DJ Moore goes to Jonesy Juan Kenobi. That's crazy. That's great value for DJ Moore there, Jonesy. You know what else is crazy? I feel like this week everybody's been on edge. It's just I don't know if the world's on a weird tilt, if the planet's on a very strange tilt, but everybody seems like they're on edge. So if you're tuning in and you're watching this, do me a favor. Relax your forehead, close your eyes, drop your shoulders, take a deep breath, and then exhale and say, fuck it. It's not that deep. It's not that serious. Things will be all right. God is good. You woke up this morning. That's a blessing. And you make sure you count that blessing. But man, yeah, people have been really on edge. People have been on edge. So God bless you. God bless you if you're going through some shit. Yeah, man. All in all, I miss my disco balls. I miss Snowman. I definitely miss Snowman. I miss Dorsey. It's so weird, man. Those two were like die hard, like here all the time. And by here, I'm not talking necessarily about the stream. I mean like in the drafts, right? I miss these guys. These guys are my guys, right? I feel like I'm missing a piece of our family. Quasi said facts. As soon as this tournament starts, 50%, depending on player exposure of your entries, are dust. So shouldn't be afraid to try it. I said his name way too many times. I said his name way too many times. I said Snowman 3 times and he showed up. What's up, buddy? Snowman says, hey, I'm here. I miss you, man. I hope you're well. How's life on the other side of maxing out, asking for a friend? I mean, we're getting there. We're getting close. This is draft 109. Jonesy's at draft 79, so he's going to be drafting forever. Quasi's at 113. Kyle Ramrod, who like just started like not even a month ago, he's at 39. He's going bonkers. Beast Dollar's at 13. I'm assuming Beast Dollar's got like more like drafters 2 millies than $3 minis, but that's cool. That's cool. Yeah. What a legend. Sean Wilson pops in and says, what's up? What's up? What a great commercial. They don't make commercials like that anymore. They don't. That was a great commercial. What was it for? Doritos? Hate Doritos. You know why I hate Doritos? Because like whenever my dog's paws start stinking, that's what it smells like. And I'm like, that's disgusting. I'm not gonna eat those chips anymore. So yeah. Doritos. Weird. Weird. It smells like stinky dog paws. Snowman09 responds to us asking him how life after maxing out the $3 mini is. He says boring, just patiently waiting for the season to start. I hear you, man. I hear you. And you're also patiently waiting for us to get to 150 subscribers so we could do a Drafters 2 million giveaway. So like by the time we get to 200 subscribers, I will give away 4 Drafters 2 million tickets. All you got to do is subscribe to the channel. It's a $20 value for each ticket. You can win up to $300,000. There's $2 million in total prizes. As of now, there's a huge overlay. And I didn't know what overlay meant up until like last week or the week before. Shout out to Quasi and Jonesy for putting me on and informing me what the hell overlay is. But essentially, no matter what happens, this drafters 2 million, they have to distribute the 2 million in winnings at the end of the season. So if they don't get the full 110,000 people, the prize breakdown actually increases significantly. So like, once again, I'll just show you like just a little brief example. So like first place, 300,000, second place, 150,000, third place, 100,000, fourth place, 75, then 50, then so on and so forth. So if you were to finish in like 50th, which would be like, I don't know, maybe like $100 bucks, a couple $100, it would probably amplify significantly because there's an overlay. So if you sign up today using promo code DiscoDrafts1, you get up to $100 match with your initial deposit. And I like when I do that because I feel like I'm about to put some serious emphasis down on my next. We'll make our next pick and then we'll make our next point. Slider view. Yeah, based on this running back tier, the best guy available is J.K. Dobbins. So yeah, we're doing good. We're doing all right here. I like this lineup. I mean, I would love to take Jahan Dotson, but I have way too much Jahan Dotson, so I got to start getting exposure elsewhere, and I still need to like focus on getting some sort of correlation as well. So let's see what Carl Ramrod does here. Hopefully, he doesn't snipe the guy who I wanted. Jones, you want Kenobi? God, you're so like politically correct. Okay, your next comment's got to be a politically incorrect one. I'm waiting, and I will read it. Like I am like Will Ferrell from Anchorman. If it's on the teleprompter, I'm reading it. Jonesy says, well, the prizes don't increase your chances of getting in the money up because there are less people entered. It's what I said. It's what I said. It's what I said. It's what I said. Is it not what I said? Did I say something different? I see George Pickens and I forget that I have like more than 20% of them. Gabe Davis, DeAndre Swift, or Rashad White? Decisions. We'll go with Gabe Davis. I don't have a lot of Gabe Davis. If I'm going to draft Gabe Davis, it's got to be in this draft. Quasi says, basically, the higher the overlay percentage, the higher the percentage the field gets paid out. You giving you better odds to min, cash, and up. Jonesy Wakanombi said, and you said payouts would be higher. Whatever. You just make more money. You just make more money. Because like you go up in placements if you fill it. You're right. I'm wrong. The way I displayed it was completely wrong. You're right. So, to summarize what they said, because they're just freaking aces and geniuses, and I'm a freaking idiot who faded Saquon Barkley in the third round because I thought he wasn't going to sign. Stupid. What they're saying is, instead of you doubling up your money, you would just go up in placement in terms of being in the money. Does that make sense? So if you had like a team that would have finished like 1,000th, you could potentially finish like 750th. So on and so forth. Jonesy Juan Kenobi says, Diggs said today Davis would be the wide receiver one if he weren't there. Was giving him props on how he looks. Noted. Does anybody know if Dawson Knox is healthy? Because like during their mandatory minicamp, Dawson Knox went down with like a leg tweak, and it kind of got overshadowed by that whole Stephon Diggs that was like blown way out of proportion. So I want to know, is Dawson Knox okay? Is he like suited up and booted up and running around? I'm staying up to date. Like my Twitter consists of Jonesy Juan Kenobi, first and foremost, because like I got the bell notification turned on for Jonesy whenever he tweets, just so like if I have to like jump in and have his back because like he's got a hot take and somebody's like questioning him, I gotta jump in and be like, that's my guy. That's my boy. You don't bash Jonesy Juan Kenobi ever. And then I got like, I don't know, like Ian Rappaport, Adam Schefter, Tom Pelissero, Mason Dodd, legend, Sal Vetri. Okay. Now Sal Vetri doesn't do these kind of like YouTube live streams where he's doing these drafts, or maybe he does. I don't know. But like what I know Sal Vetri for is like his advanced analytical take on projections. And this guy, his takes makes you rethink. So what a good fantasy football analyst and podcaster and YouTuber does is they take somebody that you once had an opinion of, a player that you once had an opinion of, and then they put it in a way where it's like, okay, now I need to really like see if there's any verification or like fact check to see what he's saying is in fact facts. And more often than not, this guy hits. His calls are absolutely phenomenal. Sal Vetri is like, it goes Sal Vetri and Mason Dodd. Those are the two guys I follow the most. Like their word is bond. More so Sal Vetri's takes is bond. Like I love Mason Dodd's takes. They're great. I don't agree with a lot of them, but Sal Vetri, like he's the guy who makes you think. And that's why I like Sal. I like Sal. All right. Do we need another running back right now? We can wait. Treylon Burks is falling to us in the 8th round. I mean, if I'm going to get any exposure to him, at the end of the 8th round is a good time. Marty says, yo, what's up, Marty? You're Canadian, right? You said you were from the East Coast? Quasi said Sal's videos are well made. Absolutely. His edits are spectacular. And like, you could tell that a lot of effort and time went into making his videos. And like, he genuinely is like in terms of being like an analyst who like I respect and love, and like his opinions are like bond. I love Sal Vetri. Speaking of fantasy analysts whose takes I respect and love and I think are bond, Best Ball Fantasy up in the house. What up, B Stalder? He said he wanted Gabe Davis. I'm sorry, bro. Please, let's still be friends. Like, you're a legend. If you guys have not tuned in to Best Ball Fantasy. You guys got to go support Beast Alder when the stream's done, of course. And like turn on the bell notification. Make sure you subscribe to him. He's an absolute legend. He knows that he knows that he knows his shit. And I know that he knows that I know that he knows that he knows that I know his shit. Wait, what? All right, we'll take Dalvin Cook there. I have a lot of exposure to Dalvin Cook, but round 9 Dalvin Cook, I like it because he's going to sign inevitably. Like it's only a matter of time now, right? I was watching the NFL's top 100, voted in by the players. I like every year, I sit down and I start watching them one by one by one by one. I believe they got up to what, 81? I got up to number 89. I believe it was Marshawn Lattimore. Marshawn Lattimore was the last guy. Lattimore. I said Lattimore because I'm a big fan of the program. Has anybody watched the program? Marty says, nah, I'm MN Marty. Okay. Marty says, why does Cole Kmet get a better deal than Saquon? I mean, why does Devontae Parker get a better deal than Saquon? And why does he get a better deal than Austin Eckler? Why does he get a better deal than Tony Pollard? It's because, I'll give you both takes. I'm not going to play like devil's advocate and just stick to one side and try to explain to you that oh yeah, it's warranted. I'll give you both reasons. Okay, so the running back market has devalued exponentially, and one of the main reasons, and everybody's like, oh, it's because Todd Gurley's contract, or it's because Sean McVay said he's never going to pay a running back again, or it's because of Melvin Gordon's contract, or it's because of the Le'Veon Bell's contract. The market is shit because running backs don't play for a long time. Running backs don't play for a long time because they have the most responsibility out of anybody on the football field on the offense. I played offensive tackle at a very high level. And I'll tell you, the most responsible, reliable player on the field at all times is the running back. And because of that, they get a lot of wear and tear and damage on their bodies. The only position in football, and the linebacker position is starting to become relatable in a sense because they're the running backs of defenses. But the only position that depreciates like a vehicle, like a new vehicle, the moment you take it off the lot is the running back position. If you were to throw for 5,000 yards as a quarterback, nobody's going to bat an eye when you sign a $262.5 million contract and $100 million is guaranteed, or if not more, which is absolutely bonkers. But if you carry 40% of the load, you actually depreciate as an asset, right? It's a tough, shitty situation. And unfortunately, football, no matter what, is going to move on, with or without you as a running back. So as generational of a talent Saquon is, and as exciting of a player as a talent he is, football will move on from him because the longevity for the running back position is it's not promised. The best investment that I try to teach people when I talk to them financially is not future, not paying people for future production or not paying for something for future production. The best investment is also not for paying what's happened in the past. The best investment is can you benefit me now, and can I see this grow exponentially as we grow, right? So that's the best investment. And running back, for that whole reason, is because it's a tough investment. So I understand the owner's perspective, and I also understand the running back's perspective. So the market has shifted drastically. And then you got assholes like Jim Irsay, who's just coming out and just talking shit on Twitter. You can tell that he's had his fair share of booger sugar. Oh, I just realized Capital's on his 150th mini, so he's maxed out. Good for him. Marty says, when Lev Bell went down and third rounder James Conner showed everyone better to move on and test luck in the draft. I mean, it's not a bad approach. It's not a bad approach because if you're overpaying a running back, you are not going to be able to really address too many other positions because we know that your quarterback is going to be your highest paid player. Your second highest paid player is probably going to be either a pass rusher or a left tackle, and your third highest paid player is one of the names we mentioned earlier that wasn't getting paid highest, right? And then defensive backs, wide receivers, they're up there too. So yeah, the tight end market shows that they have a high value because they don't depreciate as fast. Look at how long, Travis Kelsey's lasted for. Look at how long, Tony Gonzalez, Antonio Gates, Jason Witten. The longevity is there for that position. Obviously, you get correlation like at Damien Harris. Yeah. So like it sucks. It sucks as a football purist that like there's the black eye on football because like there's contract disputes, but I get it. I understand it. My whole thing is like, why limit yourself to a weird salary cap where it's like, okay, it's only $243 million for the entire year. It's like, bro, that's like how much Jim Irsay snorts in cocaine every year. Like it's repulsive. Like you make $900 million on average as an NFL team, and you're telling me you can't pay this guy an extra $5 million, an extra $10 million? It's weird. It's weird. Or held out, not went down, or whatever. Yeah, so he got franchise tagged twice. So the second time Lev Bell got franchise tagged, he said, I'm not doing this again. And then James Conner came in, and like every time he scored a touchdown, I was very happy because I had James Conner in a lot of fantasy drafts, right? And like it just goes to show, like the Isaiah Pacheco's of the world, they ruin the future of the elite's round one running back. You're going to pay a running back, a big contract is his rookie contract if you draft him in the first round. That's it. I think moving forward, we're going to see a lot of 1-year deals coming out of these guys. Like a lot of 1-year deals. And it sucks. It's ugly. So I was just reading. I know Aaron Rodgers has agreed to the terms for a new 2-year deal where he's actually giving up $35 million in these 2 years, which is huge. And yes, like I will say, like he's made a ton of money in his career, but $35 million to sacrifice that means that he's actually geared up to win now in New York, which is so cool to see because like my entire quarrel with Aaron Rodgers is like he's getting paid way too much. He's not taking the Brady hometown discount and focusing on Super Bowls. And like he's learned his lesson. He hasn't signed it in ink, but like they've been working on this deal for a couple of like weeks. He hasn't signed it in ink, but it is confirmed that in fact like they're expecting him to sign this 2-year deal. I think it's worth up to $95 million, or if I'm not mistaken. With $35 million that he's like just saying like I don't want it. Like, let's redistribute that money amongst all the individuals in this team. And, like, I think the moment he signs this contract, they get Dalvin Cook. And if they get Dalvin Cook, that team is freaking terrifying. And I'm terrified because I have a lot of Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook. I'm not terrified anymore. Anyways, it's just like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Aaron Rodgers will be there for at least the next 2 years. So, yeah, it's pretty awesome. Jonesy Juan Kenobi says he's going to training camp, taking pay cuts. I think he's learned what should have been done in Green Bay. No, I mean, like, Green Bay did not invest in Aaron Rodgers, like, outside of Aaron Rodgers. I think what you're trying to say is, like, okay, Aaron Rodgers took the huge paycheck, and Green Bay said, screw it, we're going to build a solid defense. You go try to win games on offense. We're not going to invest high round capital in wide receivers. We're not going to invest financially in wide receivers. We're not going to bring in, any of that. So, yeah, Green Bay's salary cap must be like free now. Like they can pretty much sign every noteworthy free agent that's still available. Do you guys know that Jadeveon Clowney is still a free agent? And I know he's injury prone, and I know he's defense. And we don't necessarily talk about defense here, but the fact that Jadeveon Clowney is still out there and he could be so significant to any defense, especially my Patriots. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. And it's not like the defensive ends or outside linebackers are not getting paid. So if you didn't know, now you know. We are drafting here on Drafters Fantasy. We're doing the Drafters $3 mini. First place gets $30,000. Yes, this is not a mock draft. This is a real money, high-stakes best ball tournament. There's 76,000 other contestants. Yes, there's 12 people in our current lobby, but we're not competing against just these 12 or these 11, other 11. We're competing against 76,000, like 140 other people in the Drafters $3 mini. So it's a $3 buy-in, First place gets $30,000. There's $200,000 in total winnings. There's also the Drafters 2 milli, the Drafters 2 million. First place gets $300,000. It's a $20 buy-in, and there's $2 million in total winnings to be distributed amongst all the other competitors. And it is best ball format, in my humble opinion. It's the most convenient way for you to draft. You have 20 rounds to fill your roster for depth. Each week, a starting lineup is composed of the following positions: 1 quarterback, 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 1 tight end, and 1 flex. At the end of the week, the best overall performance on your roster will be applied to your weekly matchups. No more leaving points on the bench. No more waiver wires. No more trades. None of that garbage. If you sign up today using promo code DiscoDrafts1, you get up to $100 match with your initial deposit. So, because the folks at Drafters love me so much, so like, Disco, whoever you send to us, it's funny. I'm making them sound like Jerry West. They're actually from Toronto. It's like, Disco, whoever you send to us, well, you know what? If they deposit $100, we'll match that. We'll give them 100 right back so they can play around here on Drafters Fantasy Sports. They also got the Drafters NFL season-long pick'em. If you do 4 over/under season-long props in the NFL, you're going to 10x your money. If you do 8 season-long props in your parlay, you're going to 100x your money. So $1, that's $100. Do I even have a tight end yet? Okay. We're going with Chigozimu Kwanku. I like Chick. I generally have no idea who the hell's on my team other than Josh Allen. We'll do a team roundup after we make our next pick. But yeah, man, the Drafters pick them sick. Spent a lot of money on that. I'm hoping to make that money back at least. Please. Because like, I took Saquon Barkley and Josh Jacobs under in, like, whether it be like their rushing yards, receiving yards, or touchdowns in general. I took the under, anticipating that they were both going to sit. And you know what? I was wrong. I'm an idiot. I was wrong. I never said I was the smartest guy in the room. Just thought that, they would hold out. Josh Jacobs, he's looking good. Looking real good. So yeah, we'll do a team roundup after this. And then yeah. Marty, where are you from, bud? Okay. Somebody just snagged Dalton Kincaid. Wow, right before me. What a jackass. Okay, we'll pivot. I guess we'll take DJ Chark. Do. What a jackass. Like, you didn't even need Kincaid. Dickhead. I really would have liked to have gotten Kincaid. Just a dickhead. All right, let's do team recaps. We'll start with Carl Ramrod. Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins, Jalen Hurts, Aaron Jones, TJ Hawkinson, James Conner, Brandon Cooks. I'm liking Brandon Cooks more and more as the weeks go, man. Like, the closer we get to the season, the more I want Brandon Cooks. AJ Dillon, Kadarius Toney, Russell Westbrook. I like the Russell Westbrook and Jalen Hurts quarterback room. I don't think you need another, but I'm not going to tell you how to draft. Elijah Mitchell, Isaiah Hodgins, Kenneth Gainwell. Yet another draft where I don't get any Kenneth Gainwell. All right, Quasi, AJ Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Donnie Brown, Town Man, Amari Cooper, Lamar Jackson, Cam Akers, Damian Pierce, Zay Flowers, Rashad White. I like. That is a sexy start. Great first 8 rounds. David Njoku. Everybody's high on David Njoku. I'm kind of meh on him. I'm generally meh on David Njoku this year. Nico Collins, I like him. Jerick McKinnon, like him. Rashee Rice, like him as well. Who else we got? Jones Izzle. Oh, dang. I just fucked up my whole draft. Jonesy Juan Kenobi goes Joe Burrow, Jared Goff. I like the quarterbacks. Javonte. Oh, you went super late at the freaking running back position. So you started off with that double stack with Javonte and Samaji. Then you also got another double stack with Antonio Gibson and Brian Robinson. You are a madman. Jalen Waddle, Deebo Samuel, DJ Moore. Tyler Lockett, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Travis Kelce. That's a dope draft, bro. I'm expecting you to like get maybe 7 running backs this draft, so I'm not expecting a lot of running back value to be pushed because Jonesy's going to be picking it all up. B. Stalder, Justin Fields, Tua Tagovailoa, Kirk Cousins. Oh wow, this guy is like the zero RB guy or hero RB guy. Jonathan Taylor, Tyler Algier. So a little bit of a bye week conflict there. He's another guy who's going to be pushing RB really hard right now. Tyreek Hill, Calvin Ridley, Christian Watson, Michael Pittman, Michael Thomas, Jacoby Myers, KJ Osborne, Darren Waller. That's why they pay him the big bucks. I'm very curious to see how he like addresses his running back position moving forward because I feel like he's not done at wide receiver. I'm almost certain he's not done at wide receiver. So I'm very curious to see what he does here. Jones and Wakanobi says, I have 0 Gainwell and will probably end with 0. I want like maybe 5% Gainwell, 5% Penny because I got way too much Swift. So that's the only reason why I want those guys. I got way too much Swift. Jonesy also said I have 0 correlation this draft. Your draft is all correlation. Donta Foreman. Okay, so that's one guy who's not double stacked, but like I'm assuming you're going to snag Roshan Johnson. Unless Roshan's gone. Jerome Ford, when we're on stream, goes so early. When we're off stream, drafting, he gets pushed. He gets real pushed. Oh, Roshan, Jerome, Ford, all gone. So Beastalder, Tajee Spears. Okay, so he's addressing. All right. We'll go with Cole Kmet. I like Cole Kmet. So we're definitely pushing tight end value here. It would be nice to like get some good tight end correlation, but I don't think we can anymore because Cole Kmet and Dawson Knox both share. Yeah, they both share the same bye week. Jonesy Wakanobi says, well, I mean, tied to a quarterback. Yeah. Oh, Quasi did it. Quasi's a Sam Laporta supporter. Did you guys see what Snowman posted in the Discord? Every time Laporta's out there, he is shocking and awing and just crushing, these sick highlight plays. Like he is consistent. He is spectacular. And people are like, why are these guys so high on Sam Laporta? Why does this community love Sam Laporta? I'll tell you why. Because the guy who won first and second place last year, he gets it. Quasi, aka the 2-time. Ain't nothing cheesy about him. We used to call him Queso, but once again, ain't nothing cheesy about him. He won first and second last year. He's a Laporta supporter. Why can't you be a Laporta supporter? I'm a Laporta supporter. All right. I'm going to take Marvin Mims. Can't get enough. Love Marvin Mims. I would have liked Jaden Reed, but I have way too much. So I'm glad Jaden Reed went to a good home. He went to a very solid, happy home with Carl Ramrod. And Carl Ramrod also got Jeff Wilson. Jeff Wilson is the steal of these drafts right now. In my humble opinion, Jeff Wilson is an absolute steal. Jonesy Juan Kenobi said it's training camp. Every team has 20 guys that are the best thing since sliced bread. Incorrect. It's the mandatory mini camps. That's where every team has like the best guys. Training camp, if you're balling out, these are all people competing for a job. There's like over 100 players out there trying to get in the 53 roster. If you're balling out in training camp, you're doing something right. So not only did he fuck shit up in mini camp where he just balled out and went absolutely crazy, but in training camp, he's also going bonkers. But it's also the Detroit Lions defense, which is like god-awful. So bad. That's a bad defense. Shout out to Aiden Hutchinson. He's a beast. And Rodrigo. Big fan, Rodrigo. Can Hard Knocks just start already? Honestly, I would love Hard Knocks. Jeremy Thiel pulls out his Homer impression and says, bread. Jones and Wakamobi says, not saying it's not true, but this happens every year and half the guys get hyped too much. But like Jonesy, I've been telling you, man, this is the year we're gonna have 3 rookie tight ends that you know are going to be top 15 talents, very reliable in a weekly portion. It's going to be Michael Mayer, who's confirmed as the starter thus far. Sam Laporta, because like since day one, we've been so high on Sam Laporta, and Dalton Kincaid. I love me some Dalton Kincaid. You don't reach up in the first round to get a Dalton Kincaid when you already have a Dawson Knox, unless he's something spectacular. Tim Patrick goes to Quasi. Quasi always gets like sick value when he's drafting at the 112. What you do at the 112 is a thing of beauty, man. It's like watching Rembrandt. Jonesy Wankanobi says also Chase's rookie year, everyone said he can't catch. He dropped everything. That's all you heard and saw. Yeah, but like it's different from what we're seeing, where like Jamar Chase had a phenomenal rookie year. Let's be completely honest. He looked like a dud in training camp because like, I don't know, training camp sucks. I don't know if you guys have ever done 2-a-days in like a 3-week training camp. I have. It's hard. It's putting yourself through hell. And not only is it like 2-a-days where it's 3-hour practices, or back-to-back where it's a 2-hour practice, you get like a 15 minutes. I'd much rather 2-a-days than back-to-backs. Back-to-backs was like, back-to-backs, you do a 2.5-hour practice, then you get like a 15-30 minutes snack, and then another 2.5 hours practice. The only issue with 2-a-days is like you got your morning workout, then you have a morning practice, then you have film study. You got to do like your rehab if you got to go to rehab, get in the tub, get on the game ready. I don't know if you guys have ever used the game ready, but man, that's like the best invention ever. And then you got to go to another meeting where they're going to do install. And then when install happens, you have to know what they just talked about for the previous hour, like this. And if you don't get it, you're going to get ridiculed and make everybody around you run. And like camp sucks, man. Camp sucks. Camp's terrible. I don't believe I've ever had a training camp with 2-a-days where I didn't get into multiple fights in camp against like an opposing defensive end or an opposing defensive tackle. I don't remember not getting into a fight. And like it had nothing to do with them as a person. I hated training camp. But I was better for it. Okay. I'm going to take Mike Gesicki. I've been telling myself I need to get more exposure to Mike Gesicki. So I got Mike Gesicki. I got 3 tight ends that I like. Other than Okonkwo, I don't have much exposure to Kmet, and I have like maybe 1 or 2 shares of Gesicki. So yeah, we're getting really different with our draft here. Wonder if Zamir White's still available. I know Jeremy's listening, but whatever. Zamir, I go. Oh, it works for him too. Who took Zamir? Oh, literally the guy right after me. Sick. Good job, bud. This guy took Kincaid from me, and he took Zamir White from me. What a jerk. An absolute jerk. Kyle Ramrod takes Tyler Conklin. I was reading about Hayden Hurst, and I think it was Sal Vetri's take. It must have been Sal Vetri's take. I'm going to get Mac Jones. That'll be my QB2. Yeah, it was Sal Vetri's take. He said Hayden Hurst, in the last couple of years when he played in Cincinnati, where it was T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, Joe Mixon, who were ahead of him in terms of like targets for the quarterback to throw to. Right now, there's nobody who's like really ahead of him in Carolina. Who's ahead of him in Carolina? I would say he is like right along the line with like as being a priority target as Adam Thielen, Jonathan Mingo. Maybe not DJ Chark, but DJ Chark's a spike week freak. He's in a different category. Terrace Marshall, Miles Sanders. Like, there's nobody who like stands out there and we're like, that's going to be the guy and he's going to be the guy. So as a good late tight, speak of the devil and he shall appear. He just went off as pick number 200. If any year is going to be the year Hayden Hurst does well, just for the logic that Sal Vetri put out on his Twitter, I might start buying because I have, I don't know, maybe like 3 shares, like 3 whole drafts I've gotten Hayden Hurst in, simply because like it was probably like my first 3 drafts and I was getting Bryce Young. Yeah, like Hayden Hurst, I might reconsider it based off of Sal's logic. Because man, the way Sal Vetri puts things into perspective, it's like, yeah, dude's logical. He's logical. It makes sense. Isaiah Likely, I understand the pick, Quasi. I can't force myself to get it. Like, you're a better man than I am, simply because you like don't care about emotional attachments whatsoever. You're just like, I want to get unique correlation, so I'm going to get guys with unique correlation. Because guess what? You did draft Lamar Jackson earlier, and it's a great stack. It's a great stack because, if OBJ gets hurt, they're going to need another target, especially in that Todd Moncton offensive scheme. If Rashad Bateman isn't ready and he like only balls out for the first 6 weeks and then gets hurt again because he was just put back on the pup, they're going to need another target. So it's Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, and the run game, who are like most reliable. I really like their run game. Everybody's like, oh, J.K. Dobbins, he's on the pup. So what? So what? Being put on the pup doesn't mean like you're not going to start the season. It just means that like the team is being cautious because you are a very valuable asset and you're not working out. You're just doing something on the side, making sure that your knee is ready and stable. And if you're on the pup, it means you don't have to go and suit up for preseason games either. So like the worst thing that could happen is he take a bad hit in a preseason game or in a training camp practice and they lose him again. It's I get it. I get it. All right. I see Chase Claypool. I'm like, I don't care that I have 30% practically. We'll take Joshua Palmer. I do have a good amount of Joshua Palmer. That's the guy I want. I'm just going to queue my guy up here. Queue him, and queue him. These are probably guys you guys won't take. And I like it because I'll take them every time. I think they're great values. But our draft is off to a good start. Quasi says, I like him for spike week. Ravens will expand on using 2 tight end sets. Plus, if Andrews gets injured, he's a late round gold mine. Yeah. Listen, if the logic is sound, it makes sense. It really does make sense. But like over guys like Jelani Woods, I don't care how much exposure I have to Jelani Woods. Like I believe he's going to be a top 10, maybe even top 7 tight end this year. I have so much hope and faith in Jelani Woods. It's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. And it might bite me in the ass. It generally might bite me in the ass. But I'm here for it. Wow. This guy just sniped me on Joshua Kelly too. I don't know what I ever did to him, but fuck you. Kicker points stiff. You dickhead. He's probably a nice guy. He's probably a good human. Jonesy Juan Kenobi says, I got 26% Palmer and haven't even drafted him in like a month. I think I took him every draft in the beginning. Man, like you got to look at it this way. It's the most and I know that this is your logic. So I'm just like echoing your logic, Jonesy. That's the most injury riddled receiving core / team in the NFL. Yes, they got a new athletic trainer, but like Mike Williams comes in with a lot of like pre-injury red flags, and like his chances of re-aggravating his injuries are very high, according to SportsMD analysis on Twitter, which is a great read every single time. And then there's also Keenan Allen, who is also at a higher risk to re-aggravate and re-injure himself. So if you're thinking about it, Quentin Johnston is drafted as a wide receiver 3, but technically he has wide receiver 1 upside because of their injury. Like it's not that they can get injured, it's that they will. And when they get injured, Quentin Johnston and Joshua Palmer will be wide receiver 1 and 2. It's that simple. It's like you're not telling yourself a story where it's like make believe possibilities. It's just facts. It's just facts. Like Michael Thomas, he's due to be re-injured again. Like it's inevitable. He's going to get re-injured again. How bad and how severe the injury is going to be, we don't know. Like some players could play through injuries. We know Saquon played through an injury. We know that Isaiah Pacheco, Josh Jacobs, they all play through injuries. Like people play through injuries all the time. I'm not saying that they're not going to play through the injuries, but the likelihood of them getting injured again, at what capacity, I don't know. But the likelihood of them getting injured again is almost at 100%. It really is. Darren Waller as well. He's going to get hurt again. At what capacity? I don't know. Is it going to be one of the injuries that he's going to be able to play through? I don't know. If I was a betting man, which I am, I'm going to bet not. He's not going to play through it. Does he miss more than like what it comes down to with these guys, with the Keenan Allens, the Mike Williams, the Darren Wallers of the world? It's like, what's the over under in terms of how many games they play? Right? That should be a bet. Odell Beckham Jr., what's the over under for games he plays? That should be the bet. So that's why they're at such a high value. And not a lot of people are thinking about that because, like, you know, you just want to draft a team that looks good on paper, but like there's so many different ways to get correlation. And like injury correlation is one of those things where you gotta work around it, right? So the Isaiah Likely pick, I like it. I like it a lot because OBJ, so freaking injury prone. Rashad Bateman, spectacular talent, but super injury prone. So they don't have really other than action. Man, Nelson Aguilar. I just convinced myself that I need to take Nelson Aguilar as my last overall pick in every freaking draft from here on out. You know how I've been like super high on Justin Ross, right? Like so high. You just got Jelani Woods in the 20th round, Jonesy. Good for you, man. I hope you win. You guys know I've been really high on Justin Ross. We just took Justin Ross with our last overall pick. So today, and like I've tweeted about it, you know, I've made some posts about it. I've talked about it on the stream. I'm in a Facebook group where I post all the time. And today, you know, report says Chiefs wide receiver Ross retires. I'm like, really? Which wide receiver is this? And it was John Ross, the guy who like broke the combine record for running like a 4.14 or whatever, 4.22 for the Cincinnati Bengals. He retired. So Justin Ross and John Ross both played on the same team, and everybody, instead of like being like, oh, which Ross was it? They assumed it was Justin Ross, that he retired. And I'm like, hey, it's not my fault that your attention to detail is so poor that you can't just like do like 30 seconds of your own research as opposed to like make an assumption and come after me. Because like, I'll tell you what, man, as nice of a human being I am more petty. I am so petty. And what I do is I keep this stuff in the petty bank right here. And I also keep receipts. So if you're going to run your mouth, I promise you, I have receipts for everything that you said and for everything I said. Because even if I'm wrong, I'll be the first to admit I'm wrong. My take on Saquon Barkley sitting out, wrong. God awful. My take on Daniel Jones being a bad player this year because there's no Saquon, horrible. Wrong. But I guarantee you, more often than not, my takes are going to fucking hit. And when they hit, I'm going to keep these receipts and I'm going to shove it up your fucking ass. Promise you. Sorry. Just like a lot of garbage. And I probably shouldn't pay attention to social media and Twitter and all that because like people are just going to run their mouth and hate. I've never met a hater doing better than me. Have you? Anyways, moving on. Josh Allen. This is our draft. Josh Allen, Mac Jones, Kenneth Walker, J.K. Dobbins, Dalvin Cook, Damian Harris, Khalil Herbert, Malik Davis. I think that's my first exposure to Malik Davis. Jamar Chase, Devonta Smith, Drake London, Gabe Davis, Treylon Burks. Wow, our receivers are freaking nice. DJ Chark, Marvin Mims, Joshua Palmer, Justin Ross. I love our receivers. This is sick. Chigozimu Kwanku as a tight end 1, Cole Kmet, Mike Gesicki. Sick draft. I like my draft. a lot. Quasi, aka the two-time he goes, Lamar Jackson, CJ Stroud, Cam Akers, Damian Pierce, Rashad White, Jerick McKinnon, Ty Montgomery, AJ Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Amari Cooper, Zay Flowers, Nico Collins. I'm seeing the correlation there, but it's nice. Even got Pierce up in there. Even got Nico, Rashee Rice, Valdez Scantling, Marquez Valdez Scantling, Tim Patrick, Robert Woods, more correlation. Tutu Atwell, David Njoku, Laporta, Isaiah Likely, great draft, buddy. Jonesy goes, Joe Burrow, Jared Goff, Javonte Williams, Samaje Perine, Antonio Gibson, Brian Robinson, double stack town. Jamal Williams, Dante Foreman, Zeke, 7 running backs. Call it. Jalen Waddle, Deebo Samuel, DJ Moore, Tyler Lockett. Oh. If all those guys pop off, you are going nuts. Donovan Peoples-Jones, another guy, big play. Spike Week freak. Darius Slayton, Spike Week freak. Nicole Hardman, Spike Week freak. Terrace Marshall, I don't know. Denzel Mims, maybe. He's in a good situation where there's a lot of asterisks around their wide receiver room. Travis Kelce, Jelani Woods, sick tight end group. B. Stalder. I was very curious to see what he did with the running back position, and he didn't disappoint. Justin Fields, Tua Tagovailoa, Kirk Cousins. He didn't need a third quarterback. Jonathan Taylor, Tyler Algier. Well, I mean, if you do take Tua Tagovailoa as your second quarterback, you do need to kind of like protect that because of his history of noggin problem. Jonathan Taylor, Tyler Algier, Taji Spears, Leonard Fournette, Chuba Hubbard, Dwayne McBride. Oh, like off the rip, other than Jonathan Taylor, I don't see anybody like balling out the first couple of weeks for him. So this could be interesting. Unless Leonard Fournette signs somewhere after like an injury, but we'll see. Tyreek Hill, Calvin Ridley, Christian Watson, Michael Pittman, Michael Thomas, Jacoby Myers, KJ Osborne, Deontay Hardy, Darren Waller, Hunter Henry, Kate Otten. I mean, like there's some good late season correlation with his running backs, but I feel like a Jeff Wilson or like a Zamir White would have gave him like a little bit more upside. Carl Ramrod goes with Jalen Hurts, Russell Wilson, Aaron Jones, James Conner. He loves James Conner. AJ Brown, Elijah Mitchell, 8 running backs. Kenneth Gainwell, Jeff Wilson, Keontae Ingram, Melvin Gordon. So that's where all the running backs went. It's the first Melvin Gordon pick I've seen. He did sign to Baltimore. Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins, Brandon Cooks, Kadarius Toney, ouch. Isaiah Hodgins, Jaden Reed, Richie James, TJ Hawkinson, Tyler Conklin, Michael Mayer. All right. Good drafts, fellas. I really like my draft. I really really crushed it. Really crushed it. All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Love you to pieces. Subscribe to the channel. If you refer your friend to use promo code DiscoJoss1, you get 5 automatic entries to your name. 5 entries to your name for our Drafters 2 million giveaways. Not just this one, but everyone moving forward. If you refer a friend to use promo code DiscoDrafts1 on Drafters Fantasy, and if you sign up using promo code DiscoDrafts1 to sign up on Drafters Fantasy, you get your name entered 5 times in every Drafters 2 million giveaway we do moving forward. Yeah. If you retweet us when we're talking about our giveaways, we'll give you 2 entries. Yeah. If you subscribe to the channel, you get an automatic free entry, buddy. Jonesy One Kobe says, do you get a notification on people that use code? Yes. Yes. Jonesy One Kobe says, exactly. What other receivers down here have that upside? You're talking about Josh Palmer. Man, that was like a lot of a lot of Palmer. Quasi says, every time we draft scenarios. Yeah, man. Like, and I'm a Patriots guy. Like that's I'm a disciple of the Belichick like mantra where you got to prepare for any sort of scenario in situation, because like situation coaching, that's what separates him. That's what makes him the greatest coach of all time. Don't at me. Bill Belichick, greatest coach of all time. Tom Brady, greatest quarterback of all time. Don't at me. Jonesy Kenobi, exactly what other, yeah, we said that. Jeremy Thiel says Tony was an auto pick. Hate it. I mean, it could benefit you later on. I think your other wide receivers could carry you. until he comes back and he's healthy. Great drafts, fellas. Love you guys to pieces. We'll like the goal right now is to get 150 drafters $3 minis. So we're just gonna bang these out. We might do 2 a night, depending on how exhausted I am. We might even do 3 a night, depending on how exhausted I am. But yeah, the goal is to get to 150. Like we want to max out this drafters $3 mini. After that, all nothing but two millis, and then we're gonna do some redraft stuff. We're going to live stream all of our redraft leagues, and then DFS, big DFS energy, waiver wire picks, all that good shit. So it pays to subscribe. We call a lot. We talk a lot of shit. We have a lot of fun. We got the best, most supportive community that you could freaking ask for. Freaking phenomenal community. Can't like this channel is nothing without you guys. I appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have some Dalvin Cook news. Till then, peace.